So it will be very difficult for me to be with a man who does everything his mother says. Like, you can't make a decision without her. That would be strange to me.
When women are single and they have kids, particularly have boys, they tend to lean on that boy as the man in their life. Because see, they look at men to date as they come and go. Right. But they look at their son. I made him, so he has to be with me all the time, and they don't know how to cut that cord. But when
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Email time. So she says, hey ladies, love the channel and your take on things. So I'm curious to know what you think about my situation. I'm 33, my boyfriend is 34. We've been officially a couple for almost a year. I really like him and he's great in so many areas, but he does everything his mom says. At first I thought it was sweet that they are so close, and I suppose on some level it still is. But it's to the point now where she interjects in our relationship all the time. She's not mean or anything. She's just nosy and holds a lot of influence over him. I've been avoiding calling him a mama's boy, laugh out loud, but now that my friends have met him, they kind of see it too. Would you say something to him or leave it be? So, mama's boys, man. We did a video a while back on mama's boys. I can't remember how long ago that was, but we did do a video on mama's boys, and it's just not my vibe. Mm-hmm. Because they always, so you're dealing with, now she holds a lot of influence over him. This is why. This is why I don't like dealing with that, because I feel like when you're with a man, I always feel like you're looking for a man, a strong, masculine man that can make his own decisions without having, mama to run to. And I always feel like when you say you don't like mama's boys, sometimes men think that we're saying, you don't like a man who likes his mother. I'm like, that's not what we're saying. There's a different, you can love your mother. That's obviously, we like that. But there's this line where...
The only person that gets mad, only men who get mad at that comment are mama's boys. So, I mean, come on. Every man that's a man
100%.
Knows, every man that's a real man knows that there's two men you don't want to date, mama's boys and men who hate their mother.
Yeah. That's very true. It's extreme.
There's a man who hates his mother you don't want to be around, and the men who can't cut the umbilical cord is also not good. It's all toxic at some point. Yeah. You know what I mean? If you're wanting a man to be a leader in your home and he's asking a woman how to do it, it's kind of like, it's the same thing when girls, are too attached to their father. Mm-hmm. They don't know how to let another man be in their life. Yeah. It's annoying to a man.
Right.
Because now he needs to be the person that's in charge and be, the leader of a family, and yet you're still looking at your father as some kind of weird. It's the same thing. You don't want a girl who hates her father. You don't want a girl who can never, who everything that you are, she has to compare
to her father.
You know what I mean?
It's just too much.
Most people, when they have balanced relationships with their parents, they pick a woman that has qualities that their mom has.
Not their actual
mom, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And women do that too. When they really have a great relationship with their dad, they usually pick men who have qualities that their father has, so that they don't become mama's boys and daddy's type girls, where they can't know how to let go of a little bit of that relationship.
I know people women that have raised their boys to be mama's boys, right? Mm-hmm. And I see them on some of their social medias, and it's as if their child has replaced like the boyfriend. It's really somewhat, it can get a little creepy. You know what I mean? Because I know women who call their sons their man crush Monday. That whole man crush Monday. And I'm like, so you see that line?
The last thing you need to do is bottle up how you really feel about somebody and then still continue a relationship with them simply because you have somebody. Yeah. You have to then tell them, look, this bothers me.
Right.
This bothers me. I don't like, I respect your mom. She's very nice. And I can bet you her mother might get a little snippy when she sees her son. See, because she's nice because her son is still around.
You said she's really nice now.
But if she sees her son gradually moving away from her and onto you, she might not be.
This is how it works.
You know what I mean? But on the other hand, it's just like you still gotta be a woman, and if you don't like what's going on in your relationship, you have to say something. You can't just sit back and go, "Oh, well, I don't know."
Should I say something?
Should I say something? She loves his mother. No.
Yeah, I think if you have to say something, first of all,
If you're writing us, you need to say something.
Yeah, right. But I feel like if you've been in how long did you say she was in a relationship for? A year? Wow. I mean, and she just started noticing this, or because I think sometimes people get so engulfed in in love, and they don't really look at things. And then when that kind of like romantic part starts to die down a little bit, you start to see some red flags. You know what I mean? And sometimes they're just minor red flags where you can kind of move on from it. There's ones like this where it's like, I'm noticing something about him. I'm looking for I'm looking for someone who's like a leader. So it would be very difficult for me to be with a man who does everything his mother says. Like, you can't make a decision without her. That would be strange to me. That's still a boy. Then you're still just a boy. So so the question now, am I dating a man? Really? Because if he's burning to his mom, you're not really dating. I mean, like, I don't feel like that. I mean, I don't want to tell you what to do with your relationship, but you wrote us, and I feel like should you say something to him? Yeah, of course. But it's my feelings that he probably already. I mean, maybe he doesn't know
But I wouldn't say something to my friends about it. I would say something.
Yeah, don't do that.
Because he may think that this is normal.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes people don't know that they're doing wrong things because no one really told them that they were. You know what I mean? And sometimes maybe he doesn't know his relationship with his mother's a little inappropriate.
Yeah.
Maybe he doesn't know that because every relationship he had, they either just left and didn't tell him. You know what I mean? Because it was awkward. But if you want to me, when you start talking about marriage and stuff like that, you have to be honest, because this is why divorce is what it is. It's because people get into relationships and they don't really say what they want. They just feel like, I'm in a relationship, so I should just be grateful about that. And
I don't understand that at all. I mean, I feel like communication is the one thing that is going to make your relationship thrive, or it's going to be the downfall. If you don't communicate with the person that you're with on something as serious as this to me would be.
This is more serious than
this is a category.
Money. Because money comes and goes in relationships. You can get married to someone, you can have lots of money, and then it can get low, and get lots and gets low. But this is a behavior. So it's like money can always be made.
Right.
Things can always get done. But if this is a way of living for him, then this is something that's just not going to go away.
Well, it's
unless it's being told to him that it's unattractive. It's
like a behavioral problem. Like, he's having and he's not. Maybe he doesn't, like Kara said, maybe he doesn't even notice that he's doing that. But you guys are in your 30s. Like, you're in your 30s at this point. Like,
I was not 18.
Yeah, like I would say. I mean. Because even when you get to that age, like 18, 20, and stuff like that, you're like, okay, he's wean them off a bit. But 30s, like, that's a sign. That's like a red flag right there. Because when does it end? If you hadn't noticed it, you know what I mean? Like, has he had serious relationships before?
Did he have a relationship with his father?
But that's see, I always think that's another thing. Do you think that mama's boys don't have good relationships with their fathers? I always wonder that.
No, a lot of times
they don't, right?
Not always. Sometimes what it is that, especially if he is a child of many and not just a single child, because like kids who are like only childs get babied, and then kids who are the youngest of the pack, they usually, like, if there's like 5 kids and 3 of them are girls and 2 of them are boys, if the youngest one is a boy, the mom sometimes will, because that's her last baby, she'll overly baby the young one.
And I have a few male friends that are the youngest, and they're mama's boys.
It's not that they don't necessarily have a relationship with their father. It's this: they just didn't really get weaned off their mother.
Yeah.
A lot of times women, when they know that's their last kid,
they really hold on to that.
They really hold on to that because the empty
baby.
nester is coming up, and so even when the kids leave, sometimes they could still feel like they always want to be around their mom, all the time.
And they baby them. They baby those men. Whenever I see like my friends, like if I see them on social media and they're like, because at this point our friends have grown adult, most of them, grown adult men, and I see them like trying to be like their boyfriend. Like, they're not. I know I'm just creepy, but there is a sense of, like, it feels like that's his woman. She's treating him like that's her man.
But women in general are very clingy to their sons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No one's ever good enough for them. And if they don't, especially if they don't have a father in the home, then all they have is that woman.
They pour all of that in there.
And most of the time, it's usually when men come from a household where there is a man, they take after their father a little more because that's the same sex.
Right.
So like, if you have a mom, your mom, all of a sudden you'll love your dad and you'll even be a daddy's girl, but there's going to be parts of your mom that you have to identify with because you're both women, and she's like your first example of a woman. So the same thing with boys. That's their first example of a man is their father, if they have one in the house. That's, what I mean?
And if he's lacking that.
But usually men, even when they have a great relationship with their mother, they're very connected to their father and their masculinity, the ways in that. But if, say he didn't have a good relationship with his father, or just say his father's gone, it can change the dynamic of how he sees women.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, there are a lot of single mothers out here, a lot, especially in the Black community. And when women are single and they have kids, particularly have boys, they tend to lean on that boy as the man in their life.
And then they treat him like an adult. It's like then they'll either do one thing, treat him like a baby or treat him like an adult. It's really weird. It's a weird dynamic when that happens. So there's no balance.
He's the constant.
Yeah.
Because they look at men to date as they come and go. Right. But they look at their son as I made him so he has to be with me all the time. Right. And they don't know how to cut that cord. But when there is a father in the home, like I was saying, the father in the home cuts that cord.
Like a strong father figure will teach a boy how to not be so clingy, and it's really important.
Like whenever we see little boys are like 6, they fall off their bike and they start crying. The father usually will come and go, get up.
You're okay.
You're all right. But the mother, usually his first instinct is to run to his mom and cry, and she's gonna go, oh, it's gonna be okay. But usually fathers will step in and go, hey, you're all right. You're right, because they understand that that's part of his development as becoming a little boy and then into a man. But when there are a lot of women that are single mothers and they're raising little boys, a lot of times they selfishly can make that like their mini boyfriend. Yeah. Just to fill an absence in their own life. And sometimes I don't think a lot of women know that they do that.
That's what
I think that they just kind of do because this little boy is something they created and it belongs to them.
Well, it's an unconscious kind of like a relationship, a clingy relationship, because when you are a woman and your boyfriend or husband or whatever is out of the scene, all of a sudden you're left here with this boy, there is this kind of feeling of substitution. It's like this substitution feeling that even like a lot of mothers, I don't think necessarily mean to do that, but they do. They substitute him and as the man of the house, and in essence,
and then he kind of feels like he has to.
Yeah, right.
I mean? Like, well, I have to because my mother was the only one to
stay. I'm the boy,
so he doesn't want to leave his mother alone, especially if she never gets married again. You see it. It's not uncommon. There are a lot, especially like Black women, because I know mostly Black women. Black women who these boys get to go through teenage years and then they start becoming men, and then they get jealous of girlfriends. Yeah, they get mad because his attention is going towards another woman, and they start feeling like they're getting left, like their father left them, like the boy's father left her. So she starts getting clingy and angry. No woman is ever good enough for her son, even if her son's a deadbeat. She'll start making excuses for him and things like that. So I mean, look, I don't like telling people. I don't like telling people because I don't know your relationship. I don't know. This is just a email.
She just asks what we think about the situation, but yeah.
Whenever I'm with someone, it's better now just to say what it is. You know what I mean? Look, I love that you love your mother, but this is uncomfortable for me. So
and people understand the difference between love.
And if he loves you, he will understand that.
Yeah, he'll. Maybe you may be showing him, if you say something to him, if you communicate, you'll know exactly where he's at. Because by you not saying anything, he may not even realize that he's doing it to that level. So you saying something may just make him aware of something a behavior he didn't even know he was doing, and maybe he'll pull back a little bit or just be a little bit more appropriate situation. But when you say nothing, things remain the same. You can't not say nothing just because you want to make sure you don't lose your boyfriend. So that's what the big thing is.
I mean, what I absolutely wouldn't do is start talking to my friends.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't embarrass them, and also
She must have mentioned it to her friends, and they were like, "Oh my God, yeah,
don't talk about that
away,
because if you're not going to break up with them, then he's going to have to be around them, and they're going to have an opinion about him, and they don't really."
And women, when we get together, we get started the little hen house start sometimes. So we especially in relationships, you really got to eliminate that. I don't like the idea. When I'm in relationships, I don't like to start adding people to. If we're having a little bit of an issue, if I'm wanting to work on something in my relationship, the last thing I do is go and talk to my friends. You know what I mean? Because I just feel like once that gets started, you don't want to start injecting everybody into your relationship. So
you're going to have to be with this man all the time. You know what I mean? Say you do get married, and then say you're married for 10 years. If he's always doing this, is this a deal breaker for you?
And you said that she holds a lot of influence over him too. So that means that
but even if she's like, I once dated a guy, his mother's dead, and he's still like. His mother's been gone for years. I mean, this was a while back, but been gone for years. And you would think she was still like living somewhere.
He's attached. He was definitely a mama's boy when she was alive.
That turned me off. You know what I mean, sexually. Yeah. Because I can't get turned on by a guy who's acting like a little boy. You know,
if you guys get into like the next level of relationship, like you guys are boyfriend and girlfriend now, but it sounds like it's getting pretty serious. Then marriage will happen, and then some of your decisions in your marriage are going to be co-signed first by mom, because he's not going to be able to let go. Yeah. He needs that co-signing of mom before he makes any decision, and that's to me strange.
Marriage is deep. Even when you hear the vows, it's like, who give this woman to this man?
Yeah.
It's usually the father saying that her mother and I do, which means that they're transferring. They're giving you to another man, right. You know what I mean? And so that means that now you're supposed to lean on this man. Your relationship with your husband and your, men for their wives is your relationship with your spouse is the most important relationship, more than your parents and more than your children, because they're all going to leave you. Your parents are going to leave you, your kids are going to leave you, but you two will remain together until death do you part. That's the point. That's the reason why you have to be able to talk to each other and be honest with each other without hurting, and not going below the belt, but really talking to each other in a real way, not gossiping outside of your own little circle, because that's how marriages remain strong. When people have been married for many years, like 50 plus years, it's mostly because they dealt with their relationship.
Right.
They had problems. Everybody does. There's no such thing in a relationship that comes unscathed. You know what I mean? But the whole point of that is that they never put their kids and their parents in front of their marriage. They can't. If you do that, if you start letting other people get in between you two, you will break up.
Yeah, they're the core. You guys are the core of your relationship. So it's just in my opinion, if you do not say something, like you asked, would you say? You asked us if we would say something to him. Kara and I are very communicative, so we definitely would be like, look, like Kara said, I do love that you love your mom. I mean, that goes without saying. The last thing you want is a man who hates women. And usually men who hate women hate their mother. Something happened.
Yeah, men who hate women still get married.
Yeah,
and they treat their wives like that.
So this, on these grand scheme of things, you're in a somewhat of a better situation than that guy. But I feel like this can go totally wrong in a whole different direction if you don't say anything. So if you're just not saying something because you don't want to risk like the breakup, the argument, you're trying to avoid the argument or the uncomfortable conversation or embarrassing him. That's another thing. You might embarrass him.
Also, you said that his mother was really nice, and I understand that might make you not want to say anything.
Yeah, because she's nice.
Because she's nice, but understand that being nice doesn't mean you're right.
No, it just
means you're nice. Nice people are wrong all the time. You know what I mean? And so that's what I'm saying. Don't let that be a deterrent either. Just because you think, oh, well, she's nice, I don't want to start. I don't make any waves. No, being nice is just. It's just who you. If you're a nice person, you're a nice person. But it doesn't mean that you're correct.
Yeah.
Here's a good way of seeing if he's like a real mama's boy. Make him a really good dinner, like a steak, and then cut it up. If he doesn't get offended by that, then he's mama. Cut up his food, like little cubes, and then serve it to him. And if he doesn't get offended by that, then he's used to being treated like a child. So he's okay with it.
That's your litmus test. There you go. Are you a mama's boy? Are you afraid to admit that you are? You're a guy out there, because some guys are afraid to admit it or don't even know they are. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. We would greatly appreciate that. And we will see you next time. Bye.